LaVine next game.
Yeah, we could discuss like if we think Zach LaVine's gonna go to it, like, or any of those Bulls players is gonna go to contender too. Because that's like the most obvious blow up team that's gonna like at least one of those players is gonna go to a team that might win the championship, you know?
I mean,
Well, can they?
like I
Like,
said,
how,
Alex Caruso to the fucking to the Thunder.
Yeah. He'd be scary on anything. Because he already like won a championship that was pretty like where he was like third or fourth in a lot of games. So it's like I feel like if he's added as like the fourth or fifth best player on a team, like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
all right, count me in. Let's rock.
All right, Grumpy Pants. 3, 2.
Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring your hosts, Steve, Jacob, and Cody. We're coming to you on December 4th, 2023, the kickoff of the in-season tournament knockout stage, of which your Boston Celtics are in. They take on the Pacers tonight. This is a not winner takes all, but the winner advances. The loser goes to the consolation bracket game. So, you're hoping the Celtics win so they can get closer to taking that IST trophy home. But before we get into that, let's talk about the last two games. There's only been two games in between our last episode and now. The Celtics, they qualify for this knockout stage by beating the Bulls at home 124-97. And the C's beat the Sixers 125-119 at home. Boys, I threw a lot out at you. What do you got for me?
It's always nice to be in the tournament. It's always nice to have a chance to be the first. Like that's about the only reason why I care about the tournament this year.
Hmm.
Until they expanded, I mean, 8 teams is just too few teams between the entire league to have a tournament.
Yeah.
If they expand it, make it bigger next year, I'll care more about it. But I want to see the Celtics be the first team. The most decorated franchise in the NBA becoming the first team to win the in-season tournament would be
Hell yeah.
a nice spin on it. I want to thank Zach LaVine for not caring about playing for the Chicago Bulls and letting us smoke by about 30 so that we could have the point differential to make the tournament. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I do like the one and done aspect of it, where if you lose tonight, you're out. Like I kind of like that. It makes it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah. We could talk about it a little bit. The Celtics went into that game against the Bulls needing to not only beat the Bulls, but to win by a point differential of at least 22 and a half, so 23 points if I have that correct.
Yeah, it was
And
23.
they also needed the Nets to win, right?
Yeah, shout out to the Nets for winning too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, against the Raptors. It was
Couldn't
a
win
bit
by
of a
too much
nail
too. It
biter.
was something weird.
Yeah, they couldn't win by too much, otherwise they'd knock us out. So there's, in the Magic, you just had to sit. They basically did what they had to do. They won 3 games and lost one, like the Celtics did, but they had to sit on their hands while the Celtics, you know, backdoored their way through, if you will. So yeah, there's some tweaks to be made to this tournament. One of them, I think we are in agreement here, where they have like those sort of the last day of the tournament, the last games all going on at one time. So teams like the Magic don't feel like they're getting robbed of it, of their chance. I mean, ultimately they didn't. They should have won by more, right? And the Bulls shouldn't have been a trash franchise. I don't know. I don't know what else could have really happened. It just sort of seems luck didn't swing their way. But yeah, no, very impressive for the Celtics to handle their business. I mean, yeah, they could have just won the game. They could have been like, we don't care about this at all. Like we're here for a championship. That's our mission, and I hope that's still the mission. But they seemed like they knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to not only win that game, but win it by 23 plus points, and they did. And it's not like the Bulls weren't trying. I mean, Zach LaVine wasn't trying, but Steve, you said it in our group chat, like their bench was definitely trying at the end. And I think who's the Bulls coach there?
Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan was there was a little bit of banter back and forth. He wasn't too happy with Missoula, Hacka Drummoning at the end of that. because he didn't quite understand what had to happen and why the Celtics they're already up big. They're already up 19, 20 points at the time. So he's like, why are you doing this? It's over. And Missoula had to explain to him in the middle of the game at midcourt, like, hey, listen,
You
like
got
we got
to
to do this.
a lot. This other team has to win for us. They can't win by too much. If they win by too much, we have to beat you by even more. It's
I
kind
mean,
of a mess, but
that like perfectly summarizes what the hell's going on with like the Bulls versus Celtics situation. Like the fact that our coach had to explain something to Billy Donovan. It's like, yeah, you guys like he didn't understand the point differential thing, it seemed, or he was just mad his team is that bad. I don't know, but like they just seem so unserious. They seemingly didn't even know the rules of the tournament too. So you guys, how are you informed, like uninformed, and also just being the worst? I don't. It's just a bad situation in Chicago. But
Terrible.
I'd also like to thank Andre Drummond for still allowing the hack attack to work against players because not everyone can shoot yet in the league. It seems.
it's,
There's not many people in the league who can still do that too, but he's one of them.
he has the
Definitely.
third worst free throw percentage in NBA history. Like, that's so bad.
Jeez, really? Who's number one?
I don't know. I can't remember. I talked to
Back with
Peyton
Wilt,
about it,
maybe.
but
I don't know.
it's absolutely hilarious that he's that bad.
Rick Barry's the best, correct?
Yeah, he's up there. I think he had like 94 or something like that. He was doing the underhand
The
granny
grandma
shots.
shot, yeah. Um, yeah, I think everybody in the Bull squad knows that this team is done. Donovan's probably going to get canned. Drummond's, you know, whatever. He could be traded for pieces. Caruso's obviously going to get traded. He's probably the most valuable piece there. But yeah, that's. I think Donovan took it in stride. He once he got explained to him, he's like, all right, I get it. Like Drummond should be better at hitting his free throws. You know, pardon my French. Like, if you don't want to get embarrassed, be better.
Yeah, do better. I don't know. Not our fault.
That's how I've always felt about that. It's like, come on, just not be, don't be so specialized. You can be played off the court. It's your fault. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
And like you saw it earlier in the year too with the Raptors, and when Missoula challenged a call that was like out of bounds 50-50 ball, and we were already leading up big against the Raptors there, and he challenged it, and he won the challenge. And Dennis Schroeder and I'll never get his name right, but the Toronto Raptors head coach there did not like it, and there was
Oh, Nick
almost like a
Nurse, yeah.
fight. No, it's not Nick Nurse.
Who's the coach of the Raptors now?
It's a new guy. Nurse is the head
Oh,
coach
yeah,
of the
Nurse is on
Sixers.
the Sixers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember I saw the Raptors head coach. I've never seen in my life.
He's got like a Slavic name or something. I don't know, something Russianish or whatever. But yeah. So speaking of Nick Nurse, I guess that's a good segue. The Sixers, rivals of the Celtics, rolled into town. But unfortunately, the flu, COVID, whatever, something, the itis rolled into the Sixers and took out their whole team because no Embiid, no Maxi, no Nick Batum for that game. But I tell you what, the rest of the team rolled up and decided to show up because they made it a really close game against minus Porzingis, the full Celtics squad. They Celtics squeaked one out, 125 to 119. We were out watching the game, enjoying some libations in the garden area. But I do distinctly remember I took the Celtics before Embiid was ruled out. I took the Celtics -7, and ladies and gentlemen, that was a very bad beat. Just a no fucking who cares end of the game 3-pointer.
Marcus Morris Sr. comes back to bite you, baby.
Yeah, and Steve laughed for I think 20 minutes straight in my face, and it hurt because it was. I mean, there's nothing you could do. It's so funny.
I haven't belly laughed that hard in a long time.
It was very good.
I
But
look like a pick at the bar.
I mean, any takeaways from what you can remember from this game? Because there's not much I can remember from this game.
Patrick Beverly is just turning into a Celtics killer, like slowly but
Yeah, he
surely.
had like 25 points or something stupid.
Crazy game. I mean, back when he was on the Lakers, he had that putback dunk at the end of a game to win one against us too. Like, he always plays against the Celtics well.
Yeah,
That's what it is. I mean, like the defense has to play better than they played. 100 was 119 points. Sixers without Embiid or
they're
Maxey.
D squad. Yeah, like there's C squad. Tobias Harris
Not
like led
great.
them.
Soft toss for Tatum too. Get ejected in the third. That was pretty
Oh yeah, that was
that was pretty
brutal.
soft. they rescinded the flagrant on him on that. I mean, that's a weird flagrant to call. Like, I don't. What are we doing here? Let the boys play. Let him. He's gonna chirp you a little bit. Get over it. You're a grown man.
Is it just me, or are we having like a weird surge of like the last week or so, like superstars getting kicked out? We had LeBron, Jokic, and Tatum in the same week.
I don't think LeBron got tossed. I think only Ime got tossed on that one because it was Ime's second tech. I think they just double teched him.
Oh, okay,
That's
maybe.
right.
Oh yeah,
But
that
I just
might
feel
be
like the
true.
techs
But
have been
even
flying.
then, they're like cracking down on like the bickering and so hard from star athletes, it seems, or just like the trash talk type texts. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Like they like really pick it and choose when they want to run out with techs. I mean, the other game, Draymond got a tech, arguing a call, ran up, absolutely just bodied a guy at half court, and then stared down an official after he called the foul on him, and they didn't team up for the second one. It's like, all right, well, he can do that, but then Tatum can't yell at you after you make a dog shit like call on that when he got hacked. Like, I don't. It just
Yeah.
seems like it's just picking and choosing when they want to throw out techs, and they've been really, real liberal with techs this year. I mean, they teed up a bunch of Celtics are hanging on the rim when it's just like, all right, well, do you want the guy to like fall on his fucking head, or do you want
Yeah,
him to
did
like
they tee
safely on him?
Tatum up for
Yeah, they
doing
did that
that?
to him. They got Horford with one this year. They got Porzingis with one this year. The only guy who hasn't got one for dunking this year, pretty much, is Jalen Brown, but that's because he just fucking tries to break the rim off every time he dunks.
Doesn't Porzingis lead the league in techs?
Yeah, he's got 8.
He's
Mhm.
But
spicy.
like, there's something where like he got one for flopping, like the first fucking game he got flopping
Yep,
tech.
I
We
remember
haven't seen
that.
a
Yeah.
flopping tech the entire season since then, which is weird. Um, then he has a couple other like random ones that just don't count towards, like he has delay of game techs, like that don't count towards him being suspended. But I
Mhm.
don't know. Does that weird thing where he throws the ball back through the hoop and they give him a tech for it. He's done it like 3 times. I don't know. The fucking officials this year have just been soft. I don't get it.
I feel like we say this every year, though. The officials are, but I mean, in this year in particular, I don't know. Maybe because there's a lot on the line for the Celtics team. Not that there hasn't been in the past 3 years. It just feels like the officials have been really bad, and I don't have any basis for it. I'm sure there's stats out there that prove or disprove what I'm saying wrong, but it just they feel really bad, man. I don't know what it is.
The whole league too.
They screw across the league. It's not just the Celtics. They screw up the flow of like every game. It's
Oh, that
incredible.
Timberwolves game a couple weeks ago that took about 6 hours to play because it was every other possession they were blowing the whistle. It's like you just gotta let them play.
Yeah, it's
One
getting
thing I don't
worse.
think helped our case is that like if you think about our teams that we like are think of as rivals and that we are like very we pay attention to is the Sixers when they play the Sixers, the Bucks, the Lakers, and if you remember that little thing I sent along of the teams that have the most free throws, the least drives. So it's like the three teams we're rivals with have the worst like flow. I feel like when we watch those games intensely because it's like the Sixers, like that's also the worst ref showing when you face the Sixers too. Same with the
Yeah.
Bucks. Like just too many stopping the flow. I don't know. Whenever I watch the Sixers, I had a good time because we're at the bar, but usually it's pretty damn miserable usually because it's so damn slow and just like ugly.
Mhm.
They just call so many fouls.
It's foul baiting at its peak right there.
It doesn't lead to good efficiency numbers, pardon, which we'll get into here. Let me share my screen. Jacob sent over a fine little graphic here, and if it's basically Celtics porn, folks, not a big deal, or Timberwolves porn,
This is the
realistically.
banner report after all, though.
Yeah, true. Let's take a look at it. The league efficiency outlook as of December 2nd, and your Boston Celtics are in what I like to call pole position, the top spot. They're top right, the best defense, best offense. There's no team better at both
Good number one
comparatively.
net rating. Yeah.
Number one overall, number two in defense, and number 9 in offense. That's weird.
Yeah, the offense has been falling off in the
Hmm.
last couple weeks.
I
We
mean,
haven't we've been really shaky having KPs, so that might be it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's
wow,
shooting us.
the Spurs are really bad. So are the
Yeah.
Pistons.
The
Well, the
Pacers
Pistons
spot
didn't
makes
win a game in November.
look at the Pacers too. It's so funny.
Pacers are way the fuck over there.
I just love this graph because it like you look at each team and you're like that makes sense, that makes sense. Like everywhere, like Rockets are good, but they're not that good at offense. I don't. It's just
I tell you what doesn't make sense. These two teams are supposed to have high hopes, or like this. The
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 Clippers make sense
Rockets,
too. The Clippers are going to be bad for a long
the
time.
Clippers are better at defense than the Lakers. And
Yeah.
Evan Mobley, they had a defensive player of the year candidate on the team last year.
No, the Cavs have been so weird. They've actually been one of the weirder teams in the league this year. They've not been that good. And they didn't lose anyone. If anything, they gained people like
And
Struce.
look at where the Nuggets are. I guess that's because there's been no Jamal.
Yeah, there's been
Yeah.
none.
No Jamal and Jokic is as well. Jokic has been carrying, but he missed a game or two in there too.
They're behind, and then you have the Heat dead center.
The
That's
Rock,
hilarious.
Heat in the Rock. No, sorry, Heat in the Warriors dead center.
So, do we see any of these teams potentially going in any other quadrants? I mean, all these teams seem to be playoff. They all make sense. Maybe the Warriors will drop out a little bit or improve. I don't even know. The Warriors are weird. I mean, the Heat, you have to feel they're playing unbelievable basketball and they're still only in the middle.
Yeah, well, they're playing unbelievable basketball based on what you expected of them. I don't know if they're playing unbelievable basketball in like an actual basketball sense.
I bet adding John Morant will make the Grizzlies have a way better offense, obviously.
No, yeah, true. When he comes
I don't
back, I
think
mean, who
that defense
knows?
is getting any better though.
No, that's why I think they'll be like I think they'll still be like not they'll be like middle of the pack, not 28th offense.
Like their efficiency will look better, but they're just too far behind for it to make any difference. Though
Yeah, no, I don't. I think they won't. They'd make like the plan at most for sure, like ninth or 10th
and
seed probably.
he
You
would
got to
have to
figure
come
the
back and play like
Hornets.
the
Sorry, I
Hornets.
don't mean to interrupt, but you got to figure the Hornets are going to slide back and then he's going to come right back because he's only going to be out for,
Yeah,
a few weeks. Bulls hilariously like one of these teams' payrolls is not like the other.
I wonder. I wonder
So,
who. I wonder who the Bucks traded away.
well, the Wizards,
Seriously.
the Wizards actually have a pretty high payroll. I mean, you're giving Kuzma and Poole like maxes over there.
Yeah, true.
That's like placeholder money, just so they can like be bad, and then just they'll clear in like 3 years when they have a few picks.
Yeah,
Kuzma's actually not that bad though. Build a team
No,
around Kuzma. Everybody else stinks.
I don't think I would build a team around Kuzma.
No, don't build a team around Kuzma, but he's definitely a piece. He's a good piece.
he's already won a chip as a decent player, so
It was interesting that you point out that everything up in the top right, those are all the teams that are really competing. It's basically you have to be marginally to the right.
These teams are all like the border teams. Well, the Lakers you got to figure are going to be in there. The Rockets maybe could be in there. These are the teams that are going to be fighting for playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be on the edge
And
of making
then actually these teams too.
yeah, some of them. Yeah,
and I thought the
Like
Thunder would be this good. I didn't know they'd be like number 2 overall this good this fast. I thought they'd be good this year, but damn.
yeah, no, they've been killing it this year. But I mean, you look at some of these teams' schedules so far this year; they've been real easy. So,
good
Like the
for the
Bucks.
Thunder.
with the Thunder, I mean, yeah, a young team making a splash like that, they're going to upset somebody in the playoffs. I'd like to see the Thunder and the Lakers play in the playoffs. I think that would be a fun matchup.
I want or like them and the Warriors just so Shea can be like this is the new era.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to watch them fucking mollywop the fucking Warriors in 4 games.
And they had a sick regular season game already. That was the Chet buzzer beater game, like where he was gone. He had that crazy shot.
Yeah, they would mollywop the Warriors in a 7 game series.
But this
It's going to be
physical,
interesting.
they have all the things that like the Warriors literally do not have, which is the youth in physicality and all that.
They're so undersized, the Warriors. Like their biggest guy is Kevon Looney. He's like 6'9". Like if you have a legit fucking power forward on your team, like you're just gonna like out big them.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna doubt. I just can't doubt Looney's big man skills ever again for how he rebounded over us.
Oh yeah, he's great, but he can't play 48 though.
Yeah, he just seems like he like basically like him and Wiggins won them that chip against us because obviously Curry's gonna curry, but like Looney was just snagging. Like he had like an almost 20-20 game. I remember. It was
They
like
also had guys like Otto Porter, who's
yeah.
kind of a taller guy. Draymond, obviously.
Gary Payton, the second was playing above his height too. He plays bigger than he is.
Yeah, he's a really good defender. Gave us fits. And Andrew, I mean, the key is Wiggins. He's just not.
Apparently, he
Yeah.
came in out of shape this year and everything, and after missing all that time at the end of last year for whatever reason that was.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Um, Speaking of checking out the Pacers,
That's our
uh,
opponent tonight.
they have Miles Turner, but let's talk about it. The IST, the tournament bracket here. Let's expand that.
I
Oh,
might play some action on you.
We have today, we have the Celtics versus the Pacers. We're in Las Vegas, correct?
no, in Indiana.
Oh, in
The
Indiana.
semis,
When do they
the semis
play in
and the
Vegas?
championship are all in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, how can both these games happen in Vegas at the same time? Uh, any predictions? I mean, the Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton's been out, but I think he's in for tonight. Him and your guy Toppin.
We'll be topping, baby.
Yeah, two key players, I would say.
Yeah.
I like the Celtics' chances if they can't go.
I like to sell these chances even if they do go. I mean, like we saw on that graphic, the 29th ranked defense in the league out of 30 teams. Like it's we're looking pretty all right against that team, huh?
Yeah, and
No
then you
Zingy tonight though.
know, oh, he's out. He's not playing.
No, he's out tonight and he's hoping to get back for the next game.
Ah, bummer. Um, the Bucks versus the Knicks. That's going to be an interesting game. That could go either way. That's a 50-50 toss up.
That really is. The Knicks have been playing hard. They've been turning everything into a rock fight this year.
They always do. I feel like that's just how they play.
Yeah, since they got Thibodeau as their coach, that's how they've been. And Brunson really just changes the way that team plays. I
And
think Brunson's
then,
gonna cook, take the over, and whatever his points are in that game.
so I'm taking the Celtics. We'll pick. Let's make your predictions. I'm taking the Celtics with the points,
I don't even care what the points are. I'm taking the Celtics.
and then I'm taking. Uh,
Jacob, you got the Celtics?
Yeah, I got the
yeah,
Celtics.
I think that was a simple one.
Want to make sure
Um, but so what do you guys got for this one? Any strong opinion either way?
on Bucks Knicks.
Yeah.
I might take the Knicks in that one. They're playing in Milwaukee, which is tougher, but uh, Randall's really found his stride a little bit more recently, and so has Brunson. I think that they can really carve up that Bucks defense. Their defense is atrocious as well, and they like to play that drop where you give up the mid range jump shot, and that's what Brunson eats at. So it could be a high scoring affair between the two of them. 'Cause I don't think the Knicks play much defense either, but I think I might take the upset. I think I might take the Knicks on that one.
I think I'll take the Bucks, but I like the Knicks with the points.
Yeah,
This
I think
is
I got the
close.
Bucks. I think like Dame or Giannis is gonna go off. I mean, that's what has to happen if the Bucks win. But
It's just too much talent, high end talent.
What's the spread on that one?
It's a good question. Vamp on the next matchup. Two or the Kings Pelicans.
I really don't have a feel. I haven't watched much Kings or Pelicans this year, so I mean, I think I'm just gonna go with the Kings. I mean, Fox is playing, right? As long as Fox is in there and so is DeMontis, then I think the Kings will take that one. Playing in Sacramento, light the beam.
yeah, I'll go.
Jacob, that's your guy, Fox.
Yeah, I'm in on the Kings there too for sure.
And I'm gonna go with the Pelicans. I think Zion's playing pretty good lately, and the Kings are getting 3.5 points. Uh, sorry, yeah, the Kings are favored to win by 3.5 points. So Vegas
That's
likes them.
that's the home court advantage. Is all that is. It's not really much.
I take the Pelicans on the points. I think they're gonna win outright, but we never turn our nose up at 3 points. The Bucks, Knicks, the Bucks are favored at 4.5 points. So I like the Knicks and the points, but I like the Bucks to win. And then you get the Lakers and the Suns. This one is truly a toss up. The Vegas has them at the Lakers being 1.5 point favorites.
Yeah, don't take the points on that one.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like the Suns on this.
It depends on who's playing, though. I don't know whoever's going to play. Like Booker's always day to day. They don't force anything with Durant. Beal might play next year. I don't know. Like if they have Booker and Durant, I'll take the Suns. But if not, if any of them are out, then it's Lakers.
Jacob.
I think I honestly, if they just have Booker and KD, I'll take the Suns honestly. Which is because on
I'm just gonna roll with the Suns. I like being contrarian.
Yeah, all right. I mean, like, I'm not gonna push against you. I mean, LeBron and AD aren't the defenders they used to be, so
No.
no, and
Uh,
like I feel like Booker and KD, like the Suns have been getting kind of better too with their situation. I feel like the last few weeks have
Booker's
been
been an unbelievable point guard. He's been averaging like 9 assists a game or something like that.
I know which was underrated. He's almost like Jamal Murray right now, where he's kind of leveling up that way, which
yeah.
really helps the team.
It's about time they
Um,
gave him the reins. I mean, Jesus Christ, they had Chris Paul running the show over there for way too long.
well, they did go to a finals with him.
They lost.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So did the Celtics.
Should have let Booker run the show.
Uh, what do you think about the IST? Good. Did that 23 points make give you any movement in the
It made me
pants?
watch the game. I mean, any other game, I would have turned that thing off after the third. Like, I would have gone to bed. So it made it more interesting, something to root for.
So you cared
Engaged.
more than you wouldn't have.
I mean, like, if I'm put on a
Okay.
scale of 1 to 10, one, I don't care. 10, it's the end all be all. I put it at like a 6. Like, I care more than I don't, but it's not like if we lose the in season tournament, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Like I
Jacob?
said, it would be cool to be the first team to ever do it.
I mean, I think it's actually, I mean, like Steve said, there's no way in hell I would have cared about that blowout otherwise. Like I would not have watched it, but and I was thoroughly entertained by that game and how funny it was, honestly, to just really like be like, oh, we need to beat this team by 23. I mean, it's really nice to have a team that's good enough to do that, which is fun, but I don't know. Like, I guess if you're a Magic fan, you hate it. You hate it a lot right now. We're in it, so we like it. So it might not be we might be biased. Like we didn't get screwed by a point differential. I think the point differential stuff makes sense, but just like Steve was saying earlier, they should play on the same day. Like
Mhm.
it is good to have that differentiator, which a lot of people are kind of complaining about that, and like having to keep track of it. But if we're only playing 4 games, you kind of need that because a lot of people are gonna be 2-2. So yeah.
I think they do. They expand it a little bit more. Maybe add another team. Make the group smaller or something because like the Magic got screwed. There's no two ways about it for sure. I mean, get screwed. That's they didn't. They just didn't do enough. I guess they fell short. But they could say they got jobbed because of the point differential stuff. I think they retool it. I liked it. I thought that it made me care about a 23-point blowout in the middle of November. So good, good. I think this is a positive step forward. I was very excited for it, and I'm looking forward to the Celtics taking this thing home.
NBA made us care about games in November. That was what their big thing was. Everybody
Yeah,
used to say the season didn't start until after Christmas, and now you got a whole tournament that's going to end the week before Christmas.
yeah. So it's a positive step. I don't think it's negative, um, in the slightest. But speaking of positive steps or negative steps, let's get into this quick fantasy update. Jimmy Sampson, sorry you took the L to the Flying Ossers.
Dude,
We're just a
undefeated,
we're just a go team.
6-0.
Yeah, just a go team. Can't
I
can't
know,
lose.
guys,
Obi topping
active
me
on the
off.
waivers. I got a W this week. I set
Yes,
my
you did.
lineups.
Congrats. You should set your lineups this week too.
I almost
And
forgot to say.
the Jakob Poeltl potties unfortunately got bested by Daniel
Chug,
Chungus.
Lamonica.
dude,
Chungus.
my team was like I didn't beat, dude. He didn't play for like half the week.
He got
Yeah.
the Al Horforditis.
Yeah, like a lot of my player, like it was so bad. I was getting ruined like time wise, like the injuries, but whatever. We'll be back.
You're not out of it. You're not out of it. That tie is going to be, I think, important in the long run. But yeah, I mean, I know Jimmy's pissed that I beat him. Let's who are we playing this week? I'm facing Chunkies.
Going
Which
on.
is
I
that's
think that's
Dan.
Dan. Yeah.
Let's go to the scoreboard. I got Chunkies. Jacob, you got Frankie. That should be a dub. That'll get you right. You
We'll
only just
see.
won one game.
Okay.
And Steve, you got uh, Taylor's friend, Cade, who he won the whole shebang last year. Oh no, he came in second place last year.
He's not going to win if he's got all Knicks players.
I know he's like a Knicks fan, but he's from South Carolina. That one makes no sense.
I know he's got at least 2 Knicks players on his team, so
Jalen and Julius Randle. Ouch.
well, they're going to go off tonight. So
Yeah, we'll see. What do you
fuck is
say, Bill?
his like big points getter? Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert. Like, are those like his top guys?
Why can't I filter by points? Mikhail Bridges. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Jalen
Jalen Brunson.
All right.
Oof, tough. Hoops grid. We got an IST special hoops grid.
All righty. All
We got
right.
Celtics Pacers top left corner. Who do we got? Steamsma. Did he play for the Pacers? He did
I
not.
don't like it that much though.
I mean,
Steve's will play for
Daniel
the Pelicans.
Tice. Celtics Pelicans. Steamy.
I think he did.
He played for like
Yes.
the Raptors that I know too.
You could also do Jordan Crawford for New Orleans and Celtics.
Michael Jordan. Better pick.
Love Jordan Crawford. Wait, does Phil Pressey play for both of them? For Pelicans and Celtics? Might play for the Pacers too. I don't know. Oh.
I think we should save the right hand column. Like one of those spots is definitely gonna be the easiest to get like a good percentage later.
Who played? Oh, I mean, Tice seems like the obvious one, but who's the guy we sent over? Naismith.
Those are both pretty high.
You think
try.
so?
Yeah, I try them. I didn't finish this.
Also like Courtney Lee.
Courtney Lee, that's a good one.
Oh,
There we
Gerald
go.
Green.
Hmm. 5-point game.
Who played for the Kings and the Pacers? Vladdy.
definitely Darren Collison, but I don't know if he'll be there. Well, I don't know if he'll be high.
No,
Nobody remembers Darren Collison.
Darren Collison, 2.49%.
You like how I answered that though? I'm like, definitely him.
Who's the brother? Aaron Holiday? Aaron Holiday?
Yeah.
Also,
No, he played for the Pacers.
Jimmer Fredette.
For
Middle.
oh, good pull.
Great pull.
I remember him on the Pellies more than the Kings for some reason. I think he had like one.
Tyreek Evans also works here.
True.
Tyreek Evans also works here.
All-Star too, I believe. Wow,
Wrong.
Did Omri Caspi have a 25-point game in the playoffs?
For the Pelicans?
Pelicans?
Omri Caspi? No.
No, he might have just had a crazy shoot night.
Grievous Vasquez? I don't know how to. This guy's name is a nightmare.
Every time you guess this guy, you can't just put in Vasquez.
No. Jose Alvarado?
Ooh,
Damn.
definitely not good.
Herb Jones?
Herb.
Herbert, sorry. My bad. Solomon
Jordan
Hill.
Hill.
Nope.
Jeez,
Jeez, we suck.
I don't think he ever played for the Pelicans.
Oh, good pull.
Just a weird one. Uh,
I mean, Drew. Didn't Drew play for the Pelicans?
he did.
Yeah,
He was second team he ever played for. You could do Rondo there too, but I think that's gonna be a high percentage.
Oh, what about Rojo? No. I mean, we're
Wow.
all gold so far. Rondo's the
What about David West? What about David West on both of them?
four.
Either one of those. For the bottom. He played for both teams, I think.
Ooh, higher.
Because he was with Chris Paul in the Hornets. The New Orleans Hornets. That's what always messes me up with like these grids is like when they mean the Hornets or the Pelicans, like New Orleans Hornets is actually the Pelicans back in the day, and then yeah, Charlotte, it's because they switched like the location a bunch of times.
Ooh, nope.
You go George Hill for the bottom right. Might have,
No, you
might have,
can't.
I didn't think he made it all. I thought he might have made an all-star team, one of those shitty teams. Like Kyle Korver. Did you ever have a 25 in a playoff game? He did not. Jason Williams?
Ryan Anderson, maybe.
Gosh. Dude, Ryan Anderson would be a sick one if that fit.
He was never an All Star.
Oh no,
Was
no,
he?
no. I meant like for the Pelicans, but like 25 because he was on the Pelicans, but
Ooh, good pull. Let's see if Rondo fits this.
He does.
Oh, he's higher than Chris. Yeah, okay. Chris Bosh is like the
Well, I forgot.
forgotten like goat.
Do Jason Williams for NBA All-Star for Sacramento Kings. Jason Williams made an All-Star team. Well, that might have been the rookie game. That might have been the rookie when he did the elbow pass in the All-Star weekend.
Oh well, he does, obviously not going to fit. um, Rudy Gay.
That's a
Did
good
Rudy
one.
Gay ever make an All Star? No.
um, you could do like JoJo White or like Tiny Archibald, any of the Celtics. I feel well, no, I meant like under the Kings because those two people's play for the or Danny Ainge even too. Just any of the people that played for the Kings because they won't choose them on the Celtics. They will go for the Celtics. Like JoJo White or like
For who again?
for the Kings All-Star. Just because I know that people will use the Celtics players for the Celtics one.
Great pull.
I would have never pulled JoJo White play for the Kings.
What about like Sam Jones for the Celtics?
I just know those types of things because of 2K. I just play.
Did Chris Webber ever play for the Pacers? He bounced around so many teams. We could do like Chauncey Billups for them too, or Joe
For
Johnson, top right.
Bro,
Chauncey Billups, Joe Johnson.
yeah.
I'm gonna pull Sam Jones. I don't think anybody.
Al Jefferson.
Oh Jesus, he was kind of high, 2.5%, 2.12%.
89% better though.
This is a solid grid. Yeah, so Celtics, Pacers, Gerald Green, Celtics, Pelicans, Jordan Crawford, Celtics NBA All Star, Sam Jones, Kings, Pacers, Darren Collison, Kings, Pelicans, Jimmy Fredette, Kings All Star, JoJo White.
As we all know him to be.
Yeah, I know. 25-point a game score in the playoffs, 25-point game score in a playoff game. For the Pacers, David West. For the Pelicans, Ryan Anderson. And is an NBA All Star, Chris Bosh.
Very low percentage.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a truncated podcast, boys, but do we have anything else to talk about? Anything on your radar? How about those Rockets?
Rockets playing really well, surprisingly. You may
They're
call
like
that
gonna
LeBron
sneaky be a
bitch.
playoff team.
That was fun to watch.
Man,
Definitely in the
Ime.
playoff, at least.
Shout out to Ime for just being Ime. I mean, I guess.
He's
I mean,
he's a culture changer, man.
uh, I mean, I like all of his young guys see him call LeBron a bitch. They're probably like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay."
really. That I bet he got so much respect in the locker room for that, honestly.
Yeah, Simmons was talking about it on his podcast. He's just like, yeah, I bet that he's just like, I love that he did that. He's showing the young guys like, this guy, you fucking got to beat this guy. I know you probably grew up with posters of him on your wall, but like, he's your enemy. Like, he's gonna try and crush you. Like, get your ass out there. I'll tell him to go fuck himself, and like, let's beat this fucking guy.
Yeah,
That is cool. I like that.
Ime's looking at like I competed against him too. Like I was in your shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's when like those types of players like Kobe, MJ, or LeBron really gets you when you like treat them like a god. Like everyone was wearing like Kobe's shoes and like you know what I mean. Like you got to like kind of be like, no, we're on the same stage. Come on, shake out of it. He's not your role model anymore.
Yeah,
yeah.
like Jordan told Kobe one time Kobe's wearing Jordans before he had his own shoe, and Jordan said, "You can wear my shoes, but you'll never fill them." And they played each other like a week or two later, and Kobe had like 45 on him or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's not one to take that shit lightly.
That
You know,
was
I watched a really good documentary on Magic and Bird last night on HBO. It was really good. And did you know that like in the 1980 game 7 of the NBA finals, I think it was the year Larry Bird and Magic were rookies. Yeah, it was
yeah.
1980. Um Kareem was out because he got like injured, had like a bad back or something, and it was game 7, and that the day of, in the locker room, the press was around Magic while he was like in an ice bath or something, and that's when they found out that Larry had won Rookie of the Year, and that pissed Magic off so hard that he went out and scored 42 points with like 12 boards and 7 assists in a game 7 and won the NBA Finals.
That was when he played center too, right?
Yeah, he took the tip and everything.
Yeah, that's 6'7" playing center slash point guard and everything in between as a rookie.
Dude, a
Like
42-point performance in a game 7, that's like, as a rookie, that's insane.
Magic was different.
Yeah,
People
that's
forget how good
insane.
he was.
And then it showed up, like, it talked about their relationship and how they're like, they truly like love and hated each other at the same time.
Yeah, and now they just love each other because it's like they're retired and like cool. We're the legends of the game.
Yeah, they
They,
do it better than Isaiah and MJ. They're still
they,
hating each other.
yeah, for sure.
Isaiah claims he didn't know that MJ hated him until the dog came out. Like bullshit.
Isaiah is a bit of a fucking troublemaker because he said some shit too about he was friends with Magic, and then like he called Magic's agent, I believe this is what was said in the documentary, when the HIV diagnosis came out, he called Magic's agent, or he called, maybe he called Larry, he called somebody who wasn't Magic. He's like, yo man, like, is Magic gay? Like, how else do you get this stuff? Like, you need to be honest with me. Like, how did he contract this? Like, he was like gonna be upset if he, maybe it was just the times or whatever. He was just trying to, I don't know,
Very
maybe
strange.
change his friendship. I don't know. He just seems sort of like a troublemaker in the league, or at the time. And I mean, the bad boy Pistons and shit. That makes sense.
I mean, you think about he got kicked out of the dream team, and it seemed like no one on the team backed him up or gave a shit that he got kicked off.
I
You know
know,
what I
but
mean?
Michael Jordan is that team's full of notorious dickheads. Larry Bird was like a
Yeah.
dickhead, quiet, like psycho killer on the court, you know. But like, and Jordan is a come on, he's the all-time dickhead. So like, it's funny that the guy who gets cast out is Isaiah. So that's interesting. It's on HBO Max. It's just type in Larry Bird and it'll be the first thing that pops up. And it's a great watch. Good hour and 52-minute watch. So,
Love it.
but
Thank
that's all I
God.
got.
52 minutes.
Huh?
Thank God this pod isn't an hour and 52 minutes.
No, this one. I'm gonna pump this thing out before the tip. But that's it, boys. It's truncated. I mean, they only play 2 games.
Yeah,
Nothing much has happened.
but we like it.
We'll,
Quick and
we'll
to the
go.
point. We all know all about that.
Dubs, both
We could
dubs
talk
at
about the Patriots.
I'd rather throw up my own fucking mouth. swallow it and do it again.
Exactly. So we'll end it here. I've been Cody from Jacob and Steve. Follow us on our socials. We'll be live tweeting the game. And like and subscribe to the Banner Report podcast. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. As always, go Seas.
Peace. Love you guys.
Love you.